Assalamu alaikum. So in this video, we learn about the Section 18 of Contract Act 1872, which describe actually about all about the misrepresentation here. So under the misrepresentation, it has been written that it includes actually the following terms. The first one is unwarranted statement. Okay, misrepresentation has not been defined as any definition under the Section 18. It has been defined by the examples. So the first example is unwarranted statement. When a person makes a positive statement that the fact is true when his information does not warrant it to be so, though he believes it to be true, this amounts to misrepresentation. Like if you um, describe any characteristic of the goods which you're actually selling, but you still do not have any you know any genuine information, but you actually believe it. This is also called a misrepresentation. Okay, like if any other person gonna buy that good from you, then somehow if we will find out that that characteristic has not been possessed by that good, so it can be counted as a misrepresentation. So the consent is not free here, though the consent was obtained from the misrepresentation. That was, so there's no free consent. The second one is the breach of duty. Like any breach of duty, that this is a time of performance, but they are not giving performance. So any breach of duty which without an intent to deceive, okay, if there's an intention to deceive, then it can be called as a fraud. But here, any breach of duty which without an intent to deceive gains an advantage to the person committing it or anyone claiming under him by misleading another to his prejudice or the prejudice of anyone claiming under him. Like there's a breach of duty, but the intention is not to deceive the other party, but just to get an advantage. Okay. Who is actually committing it, or any other person who actually claiming it, it can be also called as a misrepresentation because it's actually mislead the other person. It is actually sometimes do not give loss to the other person, but still it is a misrepresentation. Let's suppose there's a Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A has contract Mr. B to renovate the whole building within 2 months. Okay. uh, but after 1 month he actually took off for a week because he has signed a contract with another individual to renovate his home for a good amount. But he actually do not want to deceive Mr. B because he has already signed a 2 month contract in order to renovate his building, but he just took off and mislead him that I'm not feeling okay. I will come back after a week. So within that week, he actually worked somewhere else, but mislead the Mr. B. Okay, so this it is also called misrepresentation because there's a breach of duty, but without an intention to deceive. Okay. Now, inducing mistake about subject matter, innocent misrepresentation. Okay, a party to an agreement induces, however, innocently the other party to make a mistake as to the nature of a quality or the of the subject matter of the agreement. Okay, it is simple. The first one here, unwanted statement, where he actually just believe it that it is true. Okay, the information actually does not warrant it. But here actually party to an agreement induces, okay, the other party to make a mistake as to the nature or quality of the subject of the agreement. So this is called in the innocent misrepresentation. Okay, like he is a cattle farm, and in the cattle farm, some animals are for breeding, and some animals are for cattle farming, and some animals are for selling to any butcher. So here he made an innocent mistake because he's new here. So he sell the breeding animal to the person who actually want the animal for for a milk purpose. So it is an innocent misrepresentation because he actually induced the other person, however, innocently. Now, due to all three these type of misrepresentation, what actually are the effects of misrepresentation? The effects of misrepresentation are following. The first one, contract become voidable at the option of party whose consent was so caused. It is again avoidable, but the party whose consent was so caused may insist on performance of the contract. Okay, like it is a voidable contract for the innocent party if that party affirm the contract, continue the contract, then that party may insist the performance to the other party. But if that party rescind the contract, stop the contract, make it void, then such contract become void. And if anyone has received any benefit from any of the party, then all parties should return these benefits. Thank you so much. It's all about the misrepresentation.